Joining me here now today is Ka1zo from RUE Disbanded, and we're just here to have some enjoyable talks tonight. So, Ka1zo, can you give me just a quick rundown of your current perspective on maybe the league at large and the position of different teams in that league and how they should operate?
I really like how the league has been run this year. I think there are always mistakes on both sides, players or staff themselves, but I think they try to do their best to be fair and be balanced and do what's best for the league. I mentioned it before, but I do wish they were more open to suggestions or like maybe a little bit more progressive with changes and things like that. But
Okay.
do understand where they're coming from, and you know, I think the league itself is in a good spot, and you know, I hope it continues to grow, and I think it's got a good future ahead of it.
See now I'm curious that you bring that up. What are those suggestions, straight from you?
Well,
that at least haven't been addressed enough in your perspective, from maybe the Gen staff, because I am Gen staff, so I mean I can at least, well, let's see. All right, let's just hear the suggestions first, and then we can go from there.
Well, I think at least, well, for either league really, I think divisions might be a little bit better. Just because it would give a chance for teams to
What do you mean by that? Sorry, I
just don't know. It just feels worse that the teams are kind of ranked like 1 through 8 as opposed to having two divisions of 4 teams or 2 divisions of 6 teams or something along those lines, and then having you know,
okay,
3 out of 4 or 4 out of 6 teams get to go to playoffs, something along those lines. I think that would be an interesting change. I don't know.
So you're suggesting doing it similar to how baseball league does it, where they have the different divisions, and then from there they do a World Series between the top 2 of those divisions, right?
Yeah, I mean baseball, football, basketball, they all do it that way. There's got to be a reason.
I don't care about football or basketball. I'm just gonna throw that out right now, which is why I bring baseball is what I used to care about baseball. So I'll go there because I at least understand what I'm a decent majority of what I'm talking about with that sport. So that's why I mentioned that one. But so okay, so from my understanding, we were struggling to get 8 teams for each league, and so splitting it up, if we did do it that way, I mean the best we could do would be 2 sets of divisions with 4 teams each, right? Because each league right now has 8 teams.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then you have the problem of, oh shoot, we put the best team in the league into the division with 3 other teams that aren't good at all, and they just have a rough time. You know?
Well, I think
it's not a bad thought, though.
It would be nice. They wouldn't exclusively play just the teams in their division. I think it would just give an opportunity for teams to
okay, so I'm sorry. So you're saying they still play everybody. It's just you're now comparing yourself to within the division rather than all 8 teams.
Yeah, and
okay.
You know, obviously there's like some background on some of the teams that are in the league, and like some will be returning. There will be new ones, which would be cool.
Yeah.
But you know, then you could have introduce a system where people get added to divisions as opposed to just added to the league, and there could be kind of a legacy system or just teams that are left behind, because I know like EG's been around for a long time. I guess Pawn Sacrifice came
and that's
from
the
Gold,
other concern, is that, you know, they not only will teams add another team within their organization to the other league as a whole, but also you're struggling with teams that come and go, you know, just kind of willy-nilly. Like, look what happened to frickin' Pursuit Gaming. You know, if you were in a situation like that with a division, it's even more disruptive. Or, you know, we added Season 9 Tragedy because of what happened with Careless Pandas. So you're in the Gold Plat League, so I don't know if you heard about that as much. So they ended up literally just forming a new team with a bunch of remnant team members that were still in the league but had been moved off or replaced or something like that. And so that was a way to deal with it, but that would be a little bit less fair if it was division, because then it's less teams that you're going up against. So at this point, with how inconsistent we have kept teams in the league, I think what we've got right now in the 8-team system is probably the best that we're going to do for a while. Now on the side of, you know, oh, these 6 teams get to go to playoffs and it sucks to suck if you don't. I know we were discussing different ways on how to do playoffs, but right now, again, we don't see any reason to change it more if we still only have 8 teams, and even then, they're not consistent 8 teams. You know, they come and go. So again, both of these possible outcomes can only really happen if we get consistency and more teams in general in the league. But it is not a bad idea. I like the idea of multiple divisions.
It's just a suggestion. I think I just think the division system ultimately is more professional, but I think as the league grows, it might just move towards there eventually as teams are
right.
And it kind of seems like esports are taking a more professional approach in general. So like it'll be easier for you to be reaching out to teams that have established rosters or established teams for a while, and you'll be able to invite them to join the league as opposed to just having random groups of 5 people join your league.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you have played 8 games with RUE. Do you know how many you guys have played total yet? Like, have you played every game as the mid laner for RUE?
Yeah, I've played every game. I think we have total 11 games, but I think 3 of them were forfeits, so we have a total of 8 games actually played.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now I understand. All right. So
does that make sense?
Yeah. So you have been the consistent mid laner for RUE.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, I believe RUE is kind of middle of the pack. How do you think you fare up against specific teams in your league? So, I know Reapers United has been giving you guys some interesting kind of back and forth. How do you feel about them in general?
We are Reapers United, so
wait.
Yeah.
Am I thinking? Wait. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Life Essence Reapers. My bad. I saw the logo in my head and I knew it was a Reaper, and I was like, RUE Disbanded. Okay, the other one must be Reapers United, and I'm an idiot. But that's okay. Okay. So yes, sorry. Life Essence Reapers has been kind of in the middle along with you guys. So how do you think you fare up specifically against that team?
Generally, I'm not concerned about any of the teams below us. But I think they all have opportunities to be really good, and I think they all play up to teams that are better than them really well. I know even Titan kind of put up a good game against Pawn Sacrifice. So, you know, I think the whole league in general is competitive, and that's why there's such a big stack in the middle. With those teams all in the middle there, that's why it's like that. But obviously the two teams on top are clearly the tops, but like we haven't even played EG yet. We had to forfeit our first game against them. So,
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, we never played them.
Because you know, with this past week this past week or a week ago, EG did beat up Pawn Sacrifice, and as you mentioned, 3 of your games were forfeits. So maybe you guys could come back and take the 2nd seed. I could see it happening.
So
EG would have to lose both games this week, and then you would have to win both.
Yeah,
2 more.
We do play them this week. But yeah, I think we're pretty much locked in the 3rd. So it's either way, it's not a big deal. But I mean, I think it's not unfortunate. It's just part of the league and most leagues. The best of 1 system, but I think the best of 1 system is kind of lame and doesn't really
I know.
it doesn't show. It's just hard. You can't really do best of 3s efficiently, but I think we're a best of 3 team, and
interesting.
You know, we've just been like this. We don't really play a lot of comps that we use in scrims a lot in our league games, and the majority of the year we've just been trying to gather intel on other teams, give them different looks, see what they like to do. So I mean, I have folders and folders of info on all these teams in the league.
Manila folders or expanding folders?
The folders on my desktop.
Oh. Okay,
yeah,
that's lame. I was hoping for an actual physical filing cabinet.
Folders.
Yeah, no, that'd be way better.
No, I wish, but you know, unfortunately, just desktop folders. You ban Zed, you ban Fizz, you ban Kiana. I just play Orianna or Azir or any. I mean, there's just so many good things mid lane right now. It's hard to ban anyone out. Realistically, every mid laner that plays meta champions.
Have you had? Is there any mid laner that you have had the most fun with? Out of curiosity, especially if it relates to duo esports, but you know, just in general.
Like a champion or like playing against someone else?
Both. Let's do both.
Okay. Well, I guess for another person, fun. Well, I have fun when I win and I stomp. But
everyone has fun when they win. I'm gonna give you a little secret. Everybody has fun when they win.
Yeah, everyone has fun when they win. But competition-wise, Totemax was really good. He plays really safe, which is very frustrating.
Yeah, I've watched that. It's aggravating.
He's enjoyable to play against, and it's not super enjoyable to play against someone that you feel just generally better than in every way. So like you don't feel like you're winning. You just feel like you're playing against someone that's worse than you, right? And some of the weaker mid laners.
That's a rough one.
Some of the weaker mid laners feel like that, and that's just a fact. That's just how it is. And I think every lane kind of has that. So when you get to play against people that you feel really test you or give you different looks, or like it's good competition, there's nothing else that really compares to that. So Tota is like great matchup.
Tota, watch out, dude. Ka1zo's coming for you. Wow.
Oh my god. I'm not coming for anybody, bro.
Good. So just looking at this real quick, your KDA is not bad. You're sitting at a 3.73. I don't know if you knew that out of your 8 games that you've played.
Man, it could be so much better though.
I mean, yeah, but like out of 8 games, with where you guys are, that's not bad. Especially as a mid laner.
Yeah, I guess it's all right. I try to focus on dying less. We had a lot of like roster swaps and just like people being on vacation and stuff just led to like weird situations. And then, you know, as a mid laner or even any position, you know, when things are different for your team, you try to do too much and causes situations that, you know, you don't like. But, you know, I wish I could get my death total down a little bit.
How do you feel about what is causing you to die the most? Whether it be in lane, or is it in team fights, or is it when you roam? Like, what do you think the biggest... Let's do some self-reflection here. Some
self-reflection.
I know you hate it.
I think I die the most. Well, all right. I'll say that I get baited by my team. But if I'm being self-reflective, I'll say I'm baiting myself by playing too far forward or something like that. I think I have support from my team when I don't, and we're on just different pages, and I think that's just building synergy. We've had like 3 different supports come in, so that's that. You know, swapping out jungles a couple times. So, but like, you know, a couple of the players I've played with for like 2 years, a year or 2 now. So that is like, you can't buy chemistry like that. So, you know, that's always useful. But yeah, I think it's just, and it's not necessarily in lane or roaming or doing anything like that. It's just being too greedy, I guess. I don't know. I just sometimes I see
as a mid laner, that's not the worst quality to have.
Yeah, I know. I know we were down 10k in a scrim the other night, and like, you know, you hit a 5-man ulti over the wall that you weren't supposed to be over, but you cleared the vision and you win your team the game. And there's like nothing better as a mid laner than winning the game for your team.
Who are the players on your team that you've known the longest?
Free Slim, our ADC is like one of my best friends. We live like down the street from each other.
Oh shoot, you stalk him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yo, you want to get a candy bar at 11 at night? Yeah, man, I want to get that candy bar. What? No, you do something else? Oh, you do that. You actually go get candy bars together at 11 at night.
I mean, we LAN all the time, dude. I've known Slim since like middle school, so we're
Well,
pretty
then,
close.
yeah, you went and got candy bars at 11 o'clock at night. Don't deny that one.
Hell
All
yeah.
right.
Our jungle
Hell
persona
yeah.
is Slim's little brother, so I've known him for a while too.
Okay.
And then the rest of them, it's been about 4 or 5 months. We played in a previous league together, and
Sweet. So what do you think your team has to do to win it all? You know, like what's that one thing that you want to do, whether it be a specific kind of improvement when you do scrims or practices, if it's, and you don't have to go into specifics about it, if it's a specific champion strategy that you have lined up, especially for pawn sacrifice, because you're going to run into them eventually, you know, like, and I know for me, our team has picks that we haven't used yet and picks that we've been holding on to just for when we get to like playoffs and championships. So I don't want you to go into deep detail because, you know, this is going to come out in a day or two and I don't want you giving it away. But when it comes to playoffs, when it comes to eventually possibly getting to the championship with your team, what is it that is going to bring you home?
Focus. And it's pretty much as simple as that. I think the game that we lost against Pawn, they outplayed us, but you know, we just weren't focused. And if we were focused, maybe we can win that game. Any games that we lose in scrims, it's, you know, you're winning or you're even the entire time, you lose focus, you mess up, you lose the game. So if we can just really focus on each game one at a time, I have no doubts that we're gonna win.
Sweet.
And also, enemy team needs to ban Zed.
Enemy team needs. Wow. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Please don't tell me any secrets like that again. Although that we kind of have a similar scenario with Aniri in the Gold League, where it's just like, yo, just ban his Vlad. You know, like I've already seen teams after EGA played us that didn't ban the Vlad against Aniri, and they lost. So I'm going to tell everybody now, ban his Vlad.
Just ban the Vlad.
It's not that difficult. It's not even that. It's not even like a specific way to gank him or anything. Okay, just do it. All right, just save me some headaches, please. Save everybody headaches, to be honest. But thank you so much for sticking around. Do you have anything else that you want to say? Because I've never done this before. I'm just kind of winging it. I just
want to shout out to my boys at RUE. We're gonna take the chip home. So.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for coming on to this wonderful show, and I want everybody watching to have a wonderful day.
It's nice talking to you, man.
Nice talking to you too.
Later, buddy.